Cool. Okay, camera is rolling. Mark it.
Harry Johnson, 18 Media, about Chatback Evaluation, take 1.
Hi, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Good. Okay, so before we get onto the question that you've chosen to ask today, just want to be helpful for context if you tell us what it was you made for your A2 media coursework.
Well, firstly, it was we made a music video on an artist we chose, and then we also made 2 individual ancillary tasks, one being a digipack for that music video, and then another being a magazine advert for that video as well,
Okay.
representing the artists and stuff, you know.
And which artist was it?
Mac DeMarco
Okay,
was the
cool.
artist.
Thank you. Okay, so the question you're looking to look at today is how have you used media technologies in the research and planning, the construction and the evaluation of your media products. So we're going to break it up in those places. So first of all, do you want to talk to me about how you use media technologies in your research and planning?
Yeah, sure. Research and planning was in that I used a lot of Final Cut Pro, which was an editing software that is reused mainly this year because it's I feel like it's like advanced and the quality is higher compared to previous years, so it's used to, you know, develop your media skills, and that was used for vlogs, that was used for preliminary tasks, and
what are some of the things you used in Final Cut Pro with your preliminaries then?
Used fade effects, transitions, all the different elements of Final Cut that are available to you to use for our preliminaries to make them as good as possible and just use the resources we have on that program.
Okay. So what else about your research and planning? How did you use media technologies for that?
There's a few online websites that we used, one of those being Lino It actually. That was to create the comparison lino for our artist, Mac DeMarco.
So what did you do? Explain what Lino is and how you used it for that
it's
purpose.
An online website which is, you make your own page with sticky notes, and it's open. You can make it open to the public and available for them to post on this Lino. This is similar to a blog, kind of, but it's a smaller page where you post things and other people can post on that and critique your work, which is something we used for our work as well.
Okay.
But
we'll talk about that in the evaluation.
Yeah.
So how were you using it? Why did you use it for that
we used it to represent our artist, Mac DeMarco.
Okay.
And one of the tasks was to use Lino specifically to represent Mac DeMarco as an artist and show his social media.
Oh, okay.
His social media, you know, followers and his online growth. And Lino, it was good to use because it's simple, it's basic to use, and was a good way to, you know, represent him as a profile on Lino.
Cool. All right then. So moving on to the construction then. Obviously, you said you made 3 things. You made a music video, a digipack album, and a magazine advert. How did you use, or what media technologies did you use, and how did you use them?
Okay, so we'll do music video first.
Okay.
Yeah. For that.
Oh, just pause there. The door's open. It's making a noise. 1 sec. And we're back. Yeah, go music video.
For that we used Final Cut, obviously, to do the editing for that. But another media, technology piece that we used was a camera. It was a Canon 80D that we used, which was my partner's for this piece of coursework, and I felt that was quite influential in producing a high quality piece of work, and one that we wanted to achieve, as we felt we needed to represent Mac DeMarco as an artist and follow, you know, shots like his and stuff like this. So we felt that using a camera like that and having that at our availability was good.
Okay.
And
You mentioned about Final Cut, though.
Yeah,
You kind of
yeah.
skimmed over it a bit. Like, what specifically did you guys do in Final Cut?
okay, so Mac DeMarco is an artist that likes simplicity and he likes vibrance. So Final Cut, in our sense, for our actual music video, was quite handy, really, because we used a lot of the effects, like the kaleidoscope effect in our music video,
Okay.
and was key in, bringing in effects that draw out the colours in our shots and draw out. I forgot what the word is. It's the one it goes on throughout the whole video. It makes the.
Oh, it's like the kind of like. Almost
Yeah, it's like a-
it is like a kaleidoscope. It makes
Yeah.
everything look.
Like
very
it changes
vibrant,
colour,
like
constantly
primary.
changes colour. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
from blues, greens, reds, yellows.
Yeah. Okay. So you're using those types of filters.
And
All right.
Final Cut was really good for that.
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
Obviously, without that, we couldn't have done that through the whole
Yeah,
video.
yeah, of course.
So the editing process was one of the longest for us
Okay.
for that video.
So music video, that's kind of done. What about the digipack then?
Digipack, yes. Sorry.
So,
The Digipack, I used Affinity Photo, which was
Okay.
on my Mac. And Affinity Photo is similar to Photoshop. It's just like any other photo editing software. And that was used for my whole Digipack and for my whole magazine advert as well.
Mm-hmm.
For the Digipack, it was importing the photos and creating the frame width and height for the Digipack
Okay.
specifics, and then importing those photos and changing the layers.
Which
of those
photos were they then?
They were photos
What layers?
that were taken from the video,
Okay.
from the shots and the things we have in our final video. Those were pictures that were put onto the Digipack
Yeah.
for, on my perspective. And
Go on then. You're going to talk about layers. Sorry, I interrupted you.
yeah, the process for my Digipacks was adding layers to the photos, adding filters as well to bring them out to create a vibrant but simplistic Digipack that kind of represented what Mac DeMarco is about.
Okay.
That's what my Digipack was based on, and Affinity Photo kind of gave you the option to add the layers and make this photo a new photo if you looked at it from a different perspective. And then what I did on Weebly, which is our blog website, was added a slideshow and just put
Okay,
each
nice.
step into each one, and then the final thing after that.
Cool. All right. So the last thing to talk about then, in terms of construction, before we move on to evaluation, is your magazine advert. So how did you use? I imagine you were going to use Affinity Photo. What did
Yeah.
you do with that? Why was it? What was
Oh,
it used
actually,
for?
no. I
Oh, maybe not, sorry.
firstly, I used Affinity Photo for it, but I changed my mind and used PictoChart, which is
Okay.
another online website, which I've also used previously in research.
Okay.
PictoChart was used. I used a blank canvas for it for the magazine advert, and everything was from scratch. I imported the images from Google from our actual video as well,
Okay.
and put them in and created a poster that had everything that Mac DeMarco is, and
Okay.
included items that we use in our video and what he uses in the video we
So
created.
why did you make that change? And that's interesting. What PictoChart? I know is like a drag and drop.
Yeah,
Normally it's for
yeah.
infographics with like.
I feel I changed to PictoChart because it was really simple to use. Affinity Photo, it created a nice poster, magazine advert, sorry, but I felt like there was more you could do on PictoChart. There was more availability to you. There was more. I feel like it looked neater, smarter,
Yeah. Okay.
and it was easier to create and change whatever you wanted to change quite simply,
Okay.
as it's just drag and drop and
Yeah, yeah,
change.
of course.
And that poster was magazine advert, sorry,
It's all right.
was created in the end by PictoChart.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So evaluation then. Obviously we're doing some of it now. So you want to talk about how you're using media technologies in your evaluation?
Is that for just the 4 questions?
Yeah. Yeah. Just.
Yeah. One of those would be a Prezi. Wouldn't it be a Prezi?
Yeah.
Yeah. A Prezi is another online website where it's a big slideshow, but you create it in your own way. So you can add bubbles, add text wherever you want it to go, and each step you can set to a separate destination. So you can tell it where to go if you want to see this part of a project or this part of your work. You just click the slide, and it moves across. I think like that's quite simple to use and still quite effective, as we obviously read off a Prezi for our coursework as well. So that was the easiest way for us to know what to do. It's quite simple. The format is straightforward. You know what to do when you look at a Prezi.
So when you're looking at other technologies, you talked a lot about Final Cut. You know, obviously you'll be using some of that to do some products for your evaluation. Do you want to pick one of those and talk about it quickly, or? Because obviously we're doing one now.
Yeah.
Which you'll be editing, but
Yeah.
that's just kind of, I think you kind of covered the Final Cut, but you'll be doing something else when you've got a mini-me.
Mini-me, yeah. Yeah, it was a mini-me. They use Final Cut for a mini-me, don't you?
Yeah.
We should talk about that.
Yeah, so I mean, you've got I don't know. We're doing these at different times. I'm not sure which evaluation question you've done. Is this the first one you've done?
This is the first one I've done.
Okay, so you're going to go on and use it for the mini-me, and that's
okay.
You'll talk about what you are going to do if you want.
Yeah. So I haven't picked a question for the mini-me yet, but what you do with a mini-me was you'd use Final Cut to import the original footage of what you want to use, and the mini-me would have you talking about this question or topic, and then putting it in the top right or top left or wherever you want on the screen above the video. And obviously, I tend to film using Final Cut straight from the webcam. Straight from the webcam. So I import it straight from Final Cut and just put it in, let it put it straight on. Yeah,
streamlined process.
Way, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, simple.
All right, I think we've covered all of that. If you're happy with that, just do a big clapperboard snap and say cut, and we're done.